And then before that, he lasted 18 days in the I'm a Celebrity jungle, but last night James Haskell became the latest campmate to leave the competition.
Well, in just a moment, he'll be joining us live from Australia. There they are. But first, here's a reminder of his I'm a Celebrity adventure.
Yo, oh, look at my man.
So, James, camp leader.
You better be good or we're gonna fire you.
If you give up because you didn't like your little rice and beans, you got a little bit bored, you're a disgrace.
No debate, man. There's nothing. You're the leader. All right, mate, I love you. Come on. You fight every time, just go with it. I'm too intelligent and too switched on. Shut up, let's move on.
And James joins us now alongside his wife, Chloe Madeley. Morning to you both. I bet it's nice to be reunited.
Yeah, morning. It's great to be back. I missed Chloe terribly, and I cried today when I saw her, like a little boy, which I think is a good thing, expressing your emotions. And I didn't know I had it in me, but apparently I do.
Oh, it was lovely. Now, listen, when you went in there, you hadn't seen I'm a Celebrity before, so you weren't fully prepared for this, were you?
Look, I'd never watched the show. I'm obviously aware of it. You know, it's the biggest reality TV show on TV. You know, 13, 14 million viewers every time. I'd seen it in the papers. I'd seen social media snippets, but I never watched it. I don't watch a lot of TV. I'd never really thought about reality TV. And basically, the Friday before I left, I was on the way to a speaking job, and I was getting driven down. And I decided that I would watch some of the Bush Tucker trials on my laptop. And I'm sitting in the back of the car, and I YouTubed them. And within 5 minutes, I saw someone eating a slug and then eating a spider and gagging horrifically. And it started to make me gag. So the driver obviously spotted me. I tried to shut the laptop, but the sound kept playing. And the driver was like, panicked, sorry, you're going to be sick. And I was like, put the earphones down, shut the laptop, explain the situation, called my wife who's sitting next to me. I was like, what have you agreed for me to do here? Like, this is, I can't do this. I'm going to be sick of myself, like I'm going to cry, I'm going to be terrified of everything. This is complete madness. And it turns out that actually none of that fazed me at all. Nothing bothered me apart from I was starving, that was it.
Chloe, was there anything that you thought when you went in there that you were worried about?
Yeah, I mean, he's not great with spiders at home. He has a mini panic attack every time he sees one, like, the size of a pinhead. So I thought that would be a problem, but watching it became very clear very quickly that he is really good at kind of shifting his brain into sportsman gear and kind of getting on with it. But I noticed by day, I don't know, I would say 5 or so, that he was starting to get really hungry. I could see it in his face and in his actions. And, yeah, I mean, since he's come out, I've maybe overfed him a tad, but I'm trying to restrain myself.
How did you see it in his face, in his actions? How was he showing that he was tired and hungry?
It was weird. His whole face started to change. He just looked different. He looked really different. And I noticed before you had your Hangry episode, which we've talked about, I've briefed him, he was sleeping a lot, and he's not like that. He's really energetic and quite full throttle on a calm day. So, yeah, I kind of knew it was coming before the tornado hit.
Well, James, you've said that it wasn't so much tension, but sort of a difference in opinion that was the problem.
Yeah, look, I think when you're in the jungle, you've got to appreciate you've got 12 people from different walks of life, 12 people who have different standards and how they want to operate. And obviously, you know, I went into that jungle, you know, with one idea only, which was to have fun and challenge myself. You know, I wasn't aware before I went in there was, you know, a king and queen in the jungle. I didn't know, you know, that kind of competitive element. And I think one thing I didn't want to do is like a big guy, you know, I'm 6'3", you know, 19 odd stone. I didn't want to ever like try to take a leader role on. I didn't want to do that, and I wanted everyone to have an equal say and opportunity. But you know, I've been around team sport my entire life, and you know, sometimes debating stuff you can't debate is slightly frustrating. Sometimes you have to have a decision. You have to go forward, and sometimes you've got to do what's the greater good for everybody so we can all move forward. And, you know, I was hungry. I found 21 bags of beans that we hadn't eaten. The entire camp was starving. And when you have that, you have what in the normal world would be a difference of opinions. I believe X, you believe Y. That's what regulates society, what makes everything interesting. But in a jungle environment, when you say things, and obviously it's put out in a certain way, it can seem more than it was. At the end of the day, we were having a discussion about you know, voting, and there was 10 people in the jungle at the time, and when we said A or B, 5 people voted for one, then 7 people voted for the other. Now, I'm not great at maths, but that doesn't equal 10. Then we redid it again. Suddenly it was 4 on one hand, 10 on the other. So what I was trying to do was just go, listen, can we please move on? There's nothing to talk about. And it was just a difference of opinion, but I always try to do what's best for everybody, and I ended up taking on a leader role, not intentionally, but sometimes you've got to make tough decisions, and in a jungle that might come across as frustrated, but you know, we have a difference of opinions every single day, everywhere, and I think it was absolutely nothing. I just think it's a shame that it came across as anything else.
Well defended. Very good. Very good.
Listen, enjoy your time back together. I'm sure you haven't stopped eating since you've been out, because everybody overeats.
What have you eaten? What have you eaten so far?
So I basically came out and everyone sort of warned me, saying, listen, don't go too mad on the food, you need to be careful. And I was like, look, I wasn't full for 1 second in that entire experience. So I went and smashed a full English breakfast, muffins, granola. Chloe filled my hat with biscuits for the drive back, so I ate my jungle biscuit hat, not the whole hat, that would be weird. And then I got back to the hotel, I had 2 pizzas, a couple of Coronas, I've had a cheese board and some banana bread, and now when I get off air and you turf me off, I'm about to go and smash some
You
dinner.
win.
Well done.
And do you know what? And I'm
Incredible.
still hungry.
Well, it's
guys.
lovely to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Enjoy
well
your
done.
luxury
You're
hotel.
Great to watch.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Bye.
You're welcome.